Okay, we have already covered point number 1. It's not working. Okay, so we have already covered point number 1, 2, 3 in the earlier video. So now we will be covering point number 4. Okay, out of this CRR SLR and capital adequacy, we will be covering these two. This capital adequacy ratio I'll cover in point number 7. Okay, so let's quickly see CRR and SLR requirements. Okay, so what is CRR? This is the certain amount that banks are required to maintain with the RBI. See, here is your bank. I think I should take the another color now. Okay, so बैंक है आपके, ये कस्टमर्स से जो भी बैंक को डिपॉजिट मिलता है, out of that deposit certain percentage bank should maintain as a balance with the RBI. So earlier I had mentioned it as a cash at bank. Okay, so currently the rate of CRR, that is cash reserve ratio, to be maintained by the banks is 3%. So I have taken the example of 3%. So whatever, let's say bank has received the deposit of 100, so out of that 100, 3 rupees bank will keep with the RBI, and the remaining 97 will be available to the bank. So 3 rupees to be kept as a cash or as a deposits. So these two forms are allowed to maintain the CRR balance. Okay, now next point is SLR, the statutory liquidity ratio. Though I have again taken the example current rate, which is 21.5%. This rates keeps on changing. So currently it is 21.5. See, what banks need to do, whatever is the time and demand liabilities, out of those certain percentage, out of excluding the certain percentage, whatever remaining amount, that is only available for the credit, that is to give as a advance, loans bank can give. So let's say if bank has the total of 100 crores as a time and demand liabilities, so out of those 100 crores, 21.5 being the 21.5% of 100, so bank need to keep it as a SLR, like a liquid cash or liquid securities we say, and the remaining 78.5 CR will be available for the advance. So this bank can lend to the creditors. Okay, so to make it further easier, let's say I have drawn here the balance sheet of the bank. Let's say time deposits means payable after certain time, and demand means payable on demand. ठीक है, let's say इसमें आपके fixed FDs जो आएंगे which is payable after maturing, or demand liabilities also certain if FDs are with the option to they can option to realize at any time. Okay, so or demand liabilities, it can be your balances in your saving and current account, that will also come here. Okay, whatever it is. So time liabilities I have taken, let's say bank has the time liabilities of 100 CR, demand liabilities of 50, so 100 50, so 100 CR is available. So out of those 100, 21.5 bank need to maintain in the form of either gold or cash or government securities, which are these things are quickly realizable. Liquid cash bank should maintain this much, so it's not necessary to be in the form of cash only. It can be in the form of cash or gold or government securities. And whatever loans, so remaining remaining 78.5 CR bank can give as a loan. So loans are ultimately, they are going to be the asset of the bank. Okay, now what's the role of the auditor in this? See, auditor should check compliance with SLR of 12 odd dates in a different month of fiscal year, not being Friday. Okay, why this not being Friday? Because there is a requirement of, see, RBI, देखो, request branch auditor. So already this Friday, whatever balances as on Friday they are get checked in the bank's internal procedures. ठीक है, दैट्स वाई इट हैज़ ऑलरेडी बीन चेक, सो दैट्स वाई नॉट बीइंग फ्राइडे, सो एनी ऑड डेट्स ऑफ 12 months, तो ऑडिटर नीड टू चेक द वेदर द CRR and SLR requirement have been met or not. So here the ICA has given this audit procedure for CRR and SLR. So how auditors will check whether bank has followed with these requirements or not. So obtain understanding of relevant circular. Obviously na, from the circular only you will come to know the rates of CRR and SLR or other guidelines given by the RBI. Then request branch auditor. Okay, who is going to do this? Central statutory auditors. At the start of this chapter only we have understood. Those who have not watched the earlier video, please go and watch it to understand it better. So request branch auditor to send their weekly trial balances as on Friday, and these are consolidated at the head office. मतलब अभी क्या करना है, जो ऑलरेडी उन्होंने किया है ना काम, तो उससे आपको एक बार चेक करना है. ओके, तो जो भी ब्रांच हेड ऑफिस, तो नंबर ऑफ ब्रांचेस होते, तो नंबर ऑफ ब्रांचेस से जो भी डेटा आएगा उसका एक कंसोलिडेटेड डेटा प्रिपेयर्ड होगा. तो दो वेदर दैट कंसोलिडेटेड स्टेटमेंट इज मैचिंग विद द इट विल बी टोटल ऑफ दिस इंडिविजुअल, सो वेदर दैट इज मैचिंग विद दिस रिकॉर्ड्स और नॉट, दैट ऑडिटर नीड टू check. Okay, the next one is, why it's getting activated back to back. Then examine on test basis consolidation regarding the DTL position prepared by bank. That's what I said. ठीक है. Then examine the computation of DTL. Yes, so what are the things to be included and what are to be excluded from this DTL computation? That is demand and time liabilities, because certain percentage are going to be applied to this demand and time liabilities. So here we are going to apply. So there are certain things which needs to be excluded. Why excluded? Because they are not considered as the demand and time liabilities. So which are those 4 points? Okay, 4 points are there. Part recoveries from borrowers against bad and doubtful debts. So whatever bad and doubtful debts bank has already created, against that if bank is getting certain recoveries, those are not my demand and time liabilities. I am not repayable for that amount, so that is to be excluded. Amount received in INR अगेंस्ट द इम्पोर्ट बिल ऑफ एंट्रीज के अगेंस्ट जो भी आपका पेमेंट होता है, तो हेल्ड इन सन्ड्री डिपॉजिट पेंडिंग रिसीट ऑफ फाइनल रेट. ओके, तो बिल ऑफ एंट्री के अगेंस्ट अगर एक अमाउंट रिसीट हो रही है बट उसकी सेटलमेंट हुआ नहीं है अभी तक, वाई? बिकॉज फाइनल रेट ऑफ एक्सचेंज टू बी अप्लाइड is not yet decided. So temporarily bank has kept it under sundry deposits instead of creating a new ledger for that. So if that amount is, that is not my demand or time liability, so I will exclude it. Okay, then unadjusted deposit like dividend warrant, refund of application money, etc., those are to be excluded. Then margin money held and kept in sundry deposits. Margin money, this concept derivatives contract है अगर कुछ, तो उस केस में इफ बैंक हैज़ रिसीव्ड सम मार्जिन मनी एंड केप्ट इट अंडर सन्ड्री डिपॉजिट्स, देन दैट अमाउंट टू बी also excluded from the computation of this demand and time liabilities. Okay, then comes up next, which points are to be included, means which are the items of your balance sheet or whatever items of your financials to be included for computing the time and demand liabilities. Okay, did I mention that I have shared this handwritten notes with you? Okay, just check the description box, there you will get the link for it. Okay, just download it and you can use it. Okay, then following items shall be included in the liabilities. What is to be included? Net credit balance in branch adjustment account including related to the foreign branch. ब्रांच एडजस्टमेंट अकाउंट, इंटर ब्रांच जो भी ट्रांजैक्शन होके उसका अगर नेट क्रेडिट बैलेंस है, दैट इज टू बी इंक्लूडेड. आई एम पेएबल टू द ब्रांचेस. ओके, देन इंटरेस्ट ऑन डिपॉजिट्स एज एट एंड ऑफ द फर्म ईयर रिवर्स्ड इन द बिगिनिंग ऑफ ईयर. एमआईएस रिपोर्टिंग के लिए जो भी इंटरेस्ट होता है या फिर जो डिपॉजिट्स पे है विच अल्टीमेटली आई एम पेएबल. Okay, even if I reversed it, I have to include it in my liabilities. Then borrowings from abroad, advance balances in nostro mirror account. अगर borrowings है तो repayable है तो that I will include, and debit balance in nostro account, that is inward on behalf of customers. Okay, so debit inward entry on behalf of customer, that I will include in calculating the demand and time. So 4 things to be included and 4 things to be excluded. Why excluded? Because this is not my liability, demand or time liability. And why to include it is I have to pay it after certain time or on demand, so I am going to include this. Okay, 3 more points. Examine that consolidation includes information of all branches, so which we have seen wherever consolidation is prepared, so these totals will match with individual. If I take the total of this should match with this, so whether it includes the information of all branches or not. Interest accrued but not accounted. Okay, interest as it is I am payable, so up to that date whatever interest on deposit accrues which I am payable to the customers, that I will have to check whether it is taken or not. And while reporting on CRR SLR requirements, specify number of unaudited branches. Okay, so you are a central statutory auditor, ठीक है ना, you are central statutory auditor, so it may happen that certain branches you have not audited, some other branch auditors have appointed for that, so whatever number of branches not audited by, you should mention. Okay, you should consider the information and financials and entire data of those branches. Only thing you have to do is just mention that these are not audited by you. Okay, so next point, conduct of an audit. Okay, what I am doing is I'll upload this much, and then in the second part I'll upload the another one. In the parts actually I'm not getting much time for this, so first I'll upload in the parts, and then at the last I will upload the combined entire video for audit of banks. Okay, just don't forget to download this handwritten notes from the description box. Okay.